This has been long awaited, and finally we are here. So I'll actually be creating a playlist and I'll title it tech or online. So I'll put in the link in my description box, and as most of you know, I post a whole lot of videos every week, but I'll try to drop tech videos every single week. And that's because tech is kind of different from the normal healthcare, business admin and all of that, because somehow their pathway is kind of easy. Tech is kind of not too straightforward. It is complicated, and that's why I got a lot of comments about my viewers asking me, let me talk about tech, people that want to transition into tech and all of that. So as most of you know, yeah, at least everybody knows that tech is the new money. But in as much as tech is actually the new money, there are so many common mistakes that people actually make, and that's why I'll be creating a special playlist for these tech videos. Common mistakes, things to look out for. Some of you, what you just know is tech. That's the new money. You don't even know the basics about tech. You don't even know the road trip. You don't even know the anything. Just like how everybody's just moving to nursing, and they don't even know. As people are moving to nursing, people are actually leaving nursing. And the thing is, before you actually dive right into anything, you try to make sure to make your findings very, very well. And then another common mistake that people make is some people go to university to study things like computer science, or computer related course, all in the name of, or in a bid to become a tech guru or to have like a tech job, which is actually wrong. They don't have any business together. Anyways, that's why I said I'm creating a playlist, and at least once in a week I'll be uploading a video talking about tech, right, every single week, just to make a progressive video. So if you know you are new here, you're just seeing this fine girl for the first time, make sure you click that subscribe button so that anytime I post any video about tech, anything related to tech, you'll be like one of the first to get notified. Now let's dive right into it. There are so many things to note before you actually dive right into tech, and that's why this one is layman's language from Nigerian point of view. When I say Nigerian point of view, and that's because sometimes we in Nigeria, we have access to limited this, in as much as Nigeria is ranked as one of the top countries for tech now, and you guys know that there are so many tech gurus in Nigeria that are actually making it worldwide. In fact, tech companies now want to actually invest in Nigeria, and most of it do not know, because the other thing you know is Nigeria is this, Nigeria is that. My dear, Nigeria is lacking tech companies. And there was this there was this tweet I saw like few weeks ago, when somebody that stayed outside the country and has lived in different parts of the world and was saying he still give that accolade to Nigerian banking system, that we have the best banking system and everything. Nigeria is not as bad as you people think. I used to tell you people, it is not bad. It is you that have not found your feet. I understand there is insecurity, there is this, there is that, but Nigeria has more benefit than its bad side. This is not to rule out the bad side, but sometimes when you keep focusing on the negative side, you just see that life is just gonna frustrate you. You got me? So that is why I'll be picking this tech like a layman, just like, you know, more somebody that does not know book or anything. So in this video, I'm talking about transitioning into tech, whether you're in the healthcare, whether you're in business admin, whether you're anything, you should want to transition into tech, any occupation where you be, this video is for you. And this video I'm talking about the requirements that you need, the requirement that you need and the types of tech. So now let's talk about it. Transitioning into tech. What is tech itself? Tech is like a short form for technology, but what most people do not know about tech is they just see tech like they don't know how to start. So now let me tell you in layman's language, this tech that I'm talking about is divided into two parts. We have the coding part and the non-coding part, and that is how most beginners actually dive right into it, and then they now hang. Most people, you see, now what are you doing? I'm coding, I'm clinical, and then they have difficulty in finding things. You see that coding part of tech, it requires very intellectual, resilient, very determined individual. This is not mean to say that you cannot do it though, but it's always good to have something at the back of your mind, right? So know your ability. Code, like if you did computer science in primary school, sorry, in secondary school, all this 101, that one is just basic. So that one, you know, when we're doing computer science in secondary school, we did coding 11011 12, you know, that thing that we added together, that our computer teacher was giving us 0, that they would tell us to add 1 and 1 together. Normal mathematics, 1 and 1 is 2, but in tech, I've been coding 1 plus 1 is not 2. You know, all those software, all those things that would be like HTW, kinika, all those ones that would look at invisible number. That is the coding part of it, and it, let me not lie to you, let me not sugarcoat it, it is always very difficult. It requires a whole lot of So somebody that you are just buying passing, you are just walking around, you cannot just fall into that department. And that is the mistake that people actually make and find it difficult in tech. So the other part is the non-coding part. This one does not require you to do 1+1 or anything. This one is more like the administrative part of tech, like business analytics, data, like the coding, the non-calculating part of tech. Just like somebody that wants to work in the hospital and you don't like the clinical part of hospital, you can decide to be like all this hospital secretary, hospital just the official. So that's like the two difference. You are not in the main one, but this does not rule out that. So which one actually pay more? Both of them actually pay more, depending on the country, depending on your years of experience, depending on your qualifications, depending on the the company, depending on so many factors. So whether coding, whether no coding, any of it can actually pay more. So don't say, but most time people actually feel like coding actually pay more. So don't feel because it's coding. Because of that, you want to go and kill yourself. Say, no, I must know this coding. When you know, like somebody like me, if I actually want to dive into tech, I know my ability, and that me and maths, we are not party. Like we cannot even get across, we can never get along. So definitely I'll just embrace the words, the administrative part of it. That one that requires you to read and understand. You won't keep my head 1+1, I tell 1+1 is not 2. We are gonna fight. So know your ability. So if you're good in maths, you're good with calculation, you are good with you can try coding. You can actually find your feet. But if you know that you are maths, you are not this thing. But so far, I don't know. Some people can come in the comment section and say that they are not good in math, but they know coding. But it's very hard. It is very big. Unless maybe you have that mathematics abilities in you that you didn't discover. But if you know somebody that you don't like maths, in fact, when you see calculation from afar, you run away from it. Somebody like you. So then, and that's it to know about tech. What I actually like this transitioning into tech is it does not require a degree. We have three parts: the one that requires a degree, the one that does not require a degree, and then the non-degree and the non-degree part. Like I said, some people actually go to the university to study computer science, all in a bid to actually dive right into tech. Computer science does not have any relevance to coding, to tech. You know, gets this thing. As long as you can own computer, you can press it. You don't have to study computer science. They don't have any business together at all. But the thing is, like I said, tech is becoming more competitive. Like then, because just few people knew it. You know, something is when a job actually comes on board, when just few people know it, there will not be like too much competition. But now that many people know it or anything, they start acting. So we have some part of tech that they will ask for degree. There are some that they will not ask for degree, and that there are some that they will ask for the relevant degree. So for degree, they can just say your minimum degree should just have degree. Even if you have degree in biology, even if you have degree in this thing or anything, those ones they are allowing companies, maybe just to make sure that you're actually educated, you can speak English, you can do whatnot or anything. Why we have some that does not require to have degree in relevant field, like maybe computer science, like computer science, or any of this, maybe mathematics, physics, any of this calculation, this thing course. But like I said, even in that field, if you actually get a job offer or a job vacancy that requires you to have computer science as a degree and you don't have it, your experience can actually still cover for it, your qualification, your certification can actually still cover for it. Then another part of tech that we have is doing certificate courses, and this is one I advise the most, because why would I spend 4 years of my life to go? If you have the degree already, maybe mathematics, maybe physics, maybe anything relating to tech, that is absolutely fine. You don't have to waste your money, because I've helped. But if you've not had it, and then you now wake up one morning and say I want to go to university and go to 4 years to go and study what computer science, why? Because you want to go into tech. It's a total waste of time, it's a total waste of money. So the best bet I will always advise my viewers, and I always advise people, is go for certificate courses. Certificate courses are your best bet, because even the person that went to university, you still have to do certificate courses. And some of the certificate courses, we have the free ones, we have the paid ones, and from these certificate courses, we have some that you have to take some exams. There are some exams that when you take it as a tech person, when you put it in your CV, they will know that God will fear you, that kind of thing. So that's that. If you take 4 years, you don't even need up to 4 years to take exam to take this certificate course. So definitely I will advise certificate courses, and that's why I told you guys to stay subscribed, because I'm making a lot of videos about where you can get certificate courses online, free one, cheap one, all of that, relevant exams, materials to study, and all of that. Another thing is, even the most companies that actually employ techs more, like Google, like Adobe, like all this, Amazon, right? If you check most of their job vacancy now, you will not see bachelor degree. Even Google has removed bachelor degree for their requirement. There are some jobs that Google never had bachelor's degree to it, because they know that most smart people, so the minimum they will ask you is high school. If you have your bachelor's degree, it is fine. And if you don't have it, if you are pursuing it, you don't have to quit your school immediately. You can something that you can do side by side. And that's why I titled this video transitioning into tech. So one mistake that people make is they will leave whatever they are doing and just go to tech school, and that's it. And then when they get there, they will find out they can't cope. It's not everybody that can cope in tech school. So that's why I say transitioning. So you do it a little at a time, bit by bit. You do the one you're doing first year, and then you begin it small and say, is this something I can do? Is this something I can cope with? Is this something, especially those that are going to the coding part of this? Not everybody can do coding part, but if it's still the administrative one, the non-coding part, you can still, you can still succeed. You understand? So another thing to note is and another good thing about tech, transitioning into tech, is transferable skills. There are so many transferable skills you can use if you want to get your job. Like maybe you've been working previously in a place, you can make use of transferable skills. Like I'll be talking to you about those transferable skills in my subsequent videos. And what duration does it take? In, let's say, 6 to 1 year, you might actually be a tech guru, depending on your learning ability, depending on the quantity of time you actually dedicate to it, and depending on the branch of tech you actually choose to actually venture into, depending on so many factors. But then another mistake that people used to make is many people just go into tech just like tech, and then they will finish the certificate courses, they will do everything, and then they will have to apply for job. Then they will come like, the employer is asking for 1 year experience, 2 years experience, 3 years experience. They're supposed to get it. That is another mistake that people make. Before you choose any branch of tech, even with nursing, when I see people diving into nursing, because nursing is in high demand and everything, when I see people diving into nursing, guys, that's the wrong way to go. Because now there's high demand for nurses, and many people are diving into nursing. So many employers has actually increased their requirements. Before you finish nursing school, you would have gotten a nursing job. But now, before they even give you that nursing job, they will tell you they have post-qualification experience, at least 1 year. That is a job that is in high demand though. So like I said, before people know about this tech thing, they can just, once you just do 1 or 2 certificate courses, you can actually get the job. But now, it's kind of becoming more competitive. It is not to discourage you. So before you dive right or pick any career in tech, I want to go to business analytics, data analytics, or anything, make sure to know the minimum requirements to enter inside that tech. There are some part of tech that will require you that minimum 3 years experience. There are some that will require you that minimum 1 year experience. There are some that will say minimum 6 months experience. There are some that will not even require you fresh from certificate courses. Once you have this exam, you're good to go. So make sure to make the findings, and that's why I told you guys I'll be creating a playlist for that. So I'll be mentioning list of tech tech branches you can go that does not require experience, that require few experience. And then another thing is, for example, I can see a tech job in Australia that will require me to have 3 years experience. I can see the same tech job in UK that will tell me to have just 6 months. I can see the same tech job in USA that will tell me no experience at all, just come and apply. I hope you understand. Just like medicine, in US, if I want to move to US as a doctor, I don't need post-qualification experience as a doctor. I will just apply, I will become a doctor in the US. Whereas if I want to move to the UK as a doctor, I need at least 1 year experience in my home country before I can apply to be a doctor in the UK. Do you now see that there are different countries? There's no one size fits all. So depending on the country you're targeting, depending on the company you're targeting, depending on this. So that's why I used to tell people that before you dive right into anything, make sure you sit down and analyze your long-term goals, your mid-term goals, your short-term goals, so that you know where you're facing. So if your target is to move to Australia, streamline your options to Australia. If your target is to move to UK, streamline your options and build yourself to UK. If your option is to go to USA, streamline your options and face USA. Not like you want to build yourself for USA for this, in as much as there is generic requirements, right? But somehow it's better to always streamline your options and know the minimum that you can actually fit in. I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say. So there is no size fit all. So before you choose that, okay, I'm going for data analysis or anything, the first thing that will come to your mind is, are you working in Nigeria? Do you want to work in USA? Do you want to do remote job? Do you want to at least the requirements for your job? And then another common mistake that new tech people actually make, beginners actually make, is not checking the requirements. There are some tech jobs that you get, they will say they will expect you to have something exam, this CWE exam, clinical exam, and then the only one you're able to pass is just one, or you see that the other one is giving you difficulty, and then what happens? Money, investment, time, everything is gone. So that's why I said make sure to stay subscribed. I'll be taking each of these each of these branches of tech one after the other. There are requirements for job in different countries, so then you'll be able to choose which one I should streamline my options to. Because now if you ask some people, why do you choose business analytics, the only reason they choose business analytics is because they used to see the advert on Instagram. Ask some people, why do you choose data analysis, the only these things because they say it's pay well. They don't know anything about it, the job requirements, the job anything. It is when they finish it and they try applying for job and they are getting unfortunate, and they will be like, I thought they said tech job is in high demand. Tech job is actually in high demand, but if you don't do it the right way, you will end up being jobless for almost the rest of your life. So you have to be strategic about it, and that's why I told you guys I'm creating a playlist for this. I'll be making subsequent videos, dropping one at least once in a week about tech, so that you can follow the progressive videos and see what's not and all of that. So another thing to actually know about tech is there's no age limit. So whether you're 30, whether you're 16, whether you're existing, nobody cares. As long as your brain has the capacity to either code or no code, as long as you know what you're doing, you have the right qualifications, you have certificate courses, you can write the exams, anything, nobody cares. No age limit. So another thing is country restriction. Like I've told you, there is no one size fits all. In USA, they can take you after your course. Maybe if you just do this Google course, you can get a job. Whereas in some country, they can tell you have need 6 months experience. They can tell you have to this one. They will be asking you have to be something. You have to be something. So before you actually dive right into it and have hope, make sure you actually streamline your options. Make sure you know the country, your future country that you're actually going to, and make sure you know the generic blah blah blah. So another thing that you need, so what are the requirements that I actually need to actually be in tech? Like after watching this video and you're kind of convinced, like you people know me, I don't sweet small things. If something is hard, I will tell you. Like even going for nursing is not easy. No course in this life is easy. And the thing is, if they ask you why do you want tech, me and you and I, we both know that why you actually want to transition into tech is because there's money there. And really there's nothing absolutely wrong if money is actually your passion. But then, in as much as money is a passion for us doing a job, like I used to tell you guys when I started this immigration channel, most of these things I've not done that. Money was my motive, but then before I started, I put money aside. I asked myself, is this something I can continue at the long run? Because it got to a time that even when I was making this video, I was not seeing money. Money was not coming, but because I still had the passion for it, I still had the drive for it, that kept me going. So in as much as money is your motive, it's get to a time that somehow you will feel frustrated. There are sometimes that you are not, I'll feel for like, wait, it's going, you don't even what's my fault. Yeah. So money is important as a passion, but ask yourself, is this something I really want to go into, or just because of, if money is the only thing that you want to go into it, my dear, if you don't see money or if you don't get a job easily, you're gonna feel frustrated. So money is okay to be your passion, but let other things actually inspire you to actually go into tech, so that you don't feel frustrated, so that you take your time, be determined, and get all those qualifications, the certificate, the exams, all those things. But money is still a driving force to you, because now passion go parents. Is it passion that will buy me ice cream? No. Money is important, but you understand what I mean, that your focus should not be on money. Because if your focus is on money, maybe some place that you have to use as stepping stone. For example, now maybe which country can I? For example, in Pakistan, they can tell you, okay, they can employ somebody like you that just finished a certificate course, and then you'll be like, how will I go to Pakistan? How will I? It's too low. No, if it's either UK or not, and then you forget that if you go to Pakistan, you get that experience, you add it to your CV, maybe 6 months, maybe if it's 1 year, then you can transition it and go to a bigger country like UK, like US, anything. So that's why I told you that in as much as money is the bigger picture, allow your other passion to actually kind of go side by side, and know that you have to give. Life is all about give and take. So what are the requirements that you need to transition into tech? Like the things that you have to have before you think about, I want to go into tech. Is it something I can do? The first thing is you need your own personal computer. In as much as you can actually go to the cafe or this library to use computer, it is very good to have your own personal computer or your laptop. Very, very important. Especially if you're learning coding, right? It's good to have it so that anytime you're done with your main work, maybe in the office, after resting, you can easily, practice and everything. And again, like I said, you'll be doing some exams like certificate courses. They'll do exam for you at the end of this thing and everything. So it's not making sense borrowing somebody's laptop that please I want to write exam. You will feel frustrated. That's one of the frustration of everything. So before you dive right into it, know that this is my laptop. This laptop is owned by me. You have your own laptop. Then another thing that talk about is internet connection. What is tech without internet connection, my brothers and my sister? Nothing. You need to have a good internet connection. So if you're in Nigeria, you need to make sure you have good internet connection or this thing. Just make sure you have good internet connection, because like I said, some of these courses you do it online, though some of them are downloadable, but some of them are not downloadable, so some of them are still downloadable. So next on my list is determination. Like I said, money should not be your only motive, because if money is your only motive of pursuing tech, when you get there, you actually get frustrated that I'm not getting anything. You start disturbing my dream or this. So money is part of motivation, but let it be part of it. Have other motivation. Then another thing is do not rush. I tell people, some people say, oh, tech is the new money, tech is the money, I'm going to tech. No, don't rush into it. Like that's why I titled this video transitioning into tech. You move a little at a time, a bit. Like it's just like when you want to shower, like when the weather is kind of cold, you want to shower and then you are checking the water. Is it cold? You first put it in your body. Is water cold? Yes. First check if it's cold, if it's something you can cope with. And this one I'm telling you from experience, because there are so many times I want to go to school or anything, and then I find myself paying the school fees and everything. Then after I realize that, oh, I can't fit in here or anything. So that you don't waste money, you don't waste resources and everything. So another thing is have money. Yeah, going into tech is not cheap. You have to have money for buying your courses, for doing exams, for Then another one is so those are the basic requirements for you to have this thing for tech. So then another thing is, so where can you actually learn this tech? So they are divided into two ways. You can actually do self-study or you go to school. Like even in Nigeria, I've seen so many places in Nigeria where they do this tech school or anything, but guess what, I won't advise you to go to the school yet. That's why I tell you, don't rush, because if you go and pay to them to go and go, because the thing is, whether you go to school, whether you don't go to school, you need self-study. Sit your ass at home first, study on your own. Ask yourself, is this something I see myself doing? I prefer this is my co-work work. Ask yourself, I prefer nursing. Is this something I see myself doing or I did not see myself doing? Before you go and pay that money, you get. So you have to learn self-study, learn some things on your own. That's why I say I'll be making subsequent videos, dropping videos every week for you to, at least before you go, you can actually go for their orientation, but I will advise you to make your own personal research first before you actually go to a school and pay money to them, because these tech schools too, they are not cheap. They are not cheap. So make sure you do your own self-study at home. Study the course. If it's business analysis you're going to, anything, start first and see, is this something you can do? Is this something you can learn? Is this something? Is this something? Is this something? Then another thing is, so that is everything you should know about before you actually venture into tech. Tech is actually a very good profession to actually start into. That vibe when you introduce yourself. What do you do? I'm a tech guru. I'm a business analyst. I'm a data scientist. That hype they make person in the way. And the thing is, most layman cannot differentiate the one that is coding or anything. Once you just say you're a tech person, they say yes, that kind of the thing. So aside money being there, is really a noble and reputable profession as well. It's really a noble and reputable profession, and it makes you feel like. And tech is another job that you can actually go to your office and dress as you like. That's one of the reasons I like tech. Like you can dress as you like, just like this. Be a fine gay, be a if you like that you're gay. If you like, unlike you being a nurse or a doctor, they'll tell you to wear uniform. This one you don't need uniform. You don't need uniform. You can put your lip gloss. You should be dripping like this, or your eyelashes. So those are some of the sweet things I like about all this office job. Like, and the thing is, when you collect your first salary, you just buy human hair. We like, just go to the office like this, like hi. You just give them like. You understand? So those are one of the things that actually motivate you, because you can wear whatever you like to the office. You can wear shorts, you can, depending on your work setting, whether you're working in the office, whether you're working, so you can do whatever you like, and you can actually do the remote job. So guys, stay subscribed for my next subsequent videos about transitioning into tech, the things you have to know, listing the department in tech, the branches in tech, requirements, the subsequent videos. And if you know in this video, do you have any questions to ask? Make sure to leave in the comment section. Of course, I would love to hear and read from you, and of course reply to you guys. So guys, thank you so much for watching today's video, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Thanks so much for watching, and bye. See you soon.